Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Steve Callaway, and we're going to be watching some more of Grandma Mary's recent postings, such as within a few hours of now. And this is a rehearsal of Diamonds Are Forever. And Angelina just, you know, a lot of us fans think she ought to be singing the next James Bond theme song for the next movie. I think she should write it, perform it, and be in the movie, if nothing else, as a singer. Okay, give her a part as a singer, you know, to keep her in her wheelhouse. But I don't know if Angelina even wants to do such a thing. I don't know. It's a whole different thing, right? And yeah, I don't know. I really think that she ought to be doing one of the James Bonds. I think she ought to do the song. I think she ought to write it, perform it, and I think she ought to be in the movie. You know, if you've ever seen a James Bond movie, maybe some of you haven't seen too many of them, but usually whatever the new theme song is that they do for the movie, they always have a new theme song. And it's in the background a lot, especially in the later movies now, the ones in our era. It was in the older ones too, but now it's really a lot. If you notice that difference, it's in there, and they changed it a little bit here and there, you know. So that it's just like the flavor of it. It's not the whole, you know, it's not the whole theme song. Of course, it's not the vocal part. Mostly just the music. Let's watch this. I have not seen it, by the way, so I'm watching it with you, and this is my first view as well with you. So this is an authentic first-time reaction. Let's do it.
You know, all of us sounded real good enough. Alright, ready? Here we go. Let's try it. 3, 4.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. Have no fear that they might desert me.
Yeah, you gotta keep the top. Maybe not hi-hat, but give me the foot. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That intro, you said that intro was going to be big. And we got
Yeah, set the intro is going to be big.
not as much as I thought. So it's only like 2 hours.
So yeah, we get 1, 2. Alright, man.
Oh, yeah.
We big show in there. Alright, you good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Diamonds are
Don't do it with like it is on the radio.
Yeah, okay.
Come in full.
Yeah. Right at the top.
In the intro. Yeah, right in the intro.
Not the whole song.
Yeah. Even with me, you can do something too. Let's try it. Let's just try to work on the intro. 1, 2, ready. I got 1 before it starts, but when she starts, that's when we go to the 4.
Got you.
Alright, you want to try it? Alright. Is that cool?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Y'all good? Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's run it. Here we go.
3, 4.
Yeah, right there. So like I do it,
Okay.
Yep. You ready?
Yes.
I am so.
Okay, a couple things. First of all, come on. That first go around where she finished with the extended high note. Oh my goodness. She doesn't have to do that in practice. You see other places here where she really doesn't, she's not going full bore. She's more thinking about the nuances in the song and so on. And Anthony's back there working hard, the guy right there in the center of the screen. He's the music director, I think they called him, is his title. So he's a busy dude back there, trying to coordinate all the musicians to be on the same page. And for whatever reason, I think I had heard that Rob Christie put this, I think he picked the musicians, if I'm not mistaken, probably with, Angelina's nod of approval. But probably Rob might know them because, he's in Republic Records and knows a lot of people. So I think I heard they put it together in 2 weeks. That's some squeezing, okay, to get to the concert. Now, why it was that way, I couldn't tell you, but there's a lot of speculation on that. But it doesn't matter. I think the same thing happened up in Portsmouth. There was a short time period to get ready, and I don't, you know, who knows why, right? Could be all kinds of things, but you know, sometimes, you know, you can overdo things too. I mean, if you practice for 6 months before a performance, I think it gets a little stale, you know. Eventually, there's going to come a point where it's, you know, you've got it where it needs to be, and let's do it, you know, rather than, you know, just doing it over and over again. That becomes everybody's snoozing, you know. So, yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is, Angelina, you can see this creative process is so great to see, isn't it? You know, all the band people chiming in with their what they got to say, and they're figuring things out, and they're, you know, they're tweaking little parts of it. I mean, this went from a pretty plain opening to quite an elaborate one now, with all the instruments and everybody involved. And I think that just shows, you know, the how things work and how the sausage is made, right? And that's what I love about these things, really, is you get to see some of that. You get to see some of it. We're not watching every single second of every single rehearsal, of every single thing that leads up to the performance. We're not watching it all yet. Maybe Grandma Mery put it all out there. I don't know what she's got. But to me, it's just, it's so, it's just so authentic, you know? I mean, it's real. It's there. You know, and you saw, you know, and this reminds me that you just saw they were tweaking the very opening where Angelina comes in on the song, the very first Diamonds Are Forever. And in their first performance, she didn't do that. She came in right after that, but it's like, and she never missed a beat, you know, from that point on. But I think, you know, right here during the rehearsal, she did the same thing, more or less. That's interesting, isn't it? I guess what you practice is what you're going to get in the long run, for the most part. So anyway, it's so great to watch this. Let's watch it again. I'm not going to say very much. I don't think I can get this on a bigger screen. I wish I could. Well, I'll do what I can. I probably could cut off some of this bottom part here and some of this top part. Let me keep an eye on that. While we're going through this one, I'll see how much I can crop this to get it, the picture of our Angelina and all the other people here a little bit bigger. All right, let's watch.
Good enough. All right, ready? Here we go. Let's try it. 3, 4.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can't stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. Have no fear that they might desert me.
Yeah, you gotta keep the top. Maybe not hi-hat, but give me a foot time. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That intro, you said that intro was going to be big. And we got
Yeah, set the intro is going to be big.
Not as much as I thought. So it's only like 7 hours.
So yeah, we did 1, 2. Alright, man.
Oh, yeah.
We big show in there. Alright, you good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. Have no fear that they might desert me. Diamonds are forever. I can see every
Don't do it with like it is on the radio.
Okay.
Come in full.
Right at the top.
In the intro. Yeah, right in the intro.
Not the whole song.
Yeah. Even with me, you can do something too. Let's try it. Let's try to work on the intro. 1, 2, ready. I got 1 before it starts, but when she starts, that's when we go to the point.
Got you.
Alright, you wanna try it? Alright. Is that cool?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Y'all good? Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's run it. Here we go.
3, 4.
Yeah, right there. So like I do it,
Okay.
Yep. You ready?
Yes.
I have something.
Okay, so there we have it. There's a, you know, I haven't been around this type of environment ever. A recording studio with a bunch of musicians rehearsing, practicing. Whether or not they're in a recording studio or not, I don't know. But it's an area that's been set up for practice. And just, you know, the enthusiasm and the energy in there, which, you know, Anthony, the music director, is probably a big part of it. But, you know, having Angelina there too, I can't help but believe that that's a big part of it. You know, they're singing with her, and they must know that she's a special talent, I would think, because they're around this stuff all the time, right? So if you're around stuff all the time, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that are all in the, you know, the main body. You know, they're really good. That's why they're there, okay? and of course, you know, Republic Records does Taylor Swift too. So, you know, she's probably one of the biggest artists in the world, right? And so they know what they're doing. They know how to do things. and they've been around. These guys have been around all this stuff too. I don't know if they've ever played with Taylor Swift, but my point is that they're around all this really great stuff all the time. And now they're working with Angelina, and it's like, they must know, that she's a little bit different level than most of the people that they sing with or they play with. Not that they would ever say that, because they shouldn't say that, but they must know that, right? And so now that I would believe that raises the energy, but it also raises expectations, and it also raises has to raise the quality of your work a little bit, right? But it's a beautiful thing, man. I'll tell you. And to see Angelina relaxed and having fun. Now, the part that I was talking about was right near the end of the video, where they were specifically looking at the beginning, and she missed the cue from Anthony in the practice. And that's what happened in the performance. I guess deja vu all over again, right? So it's amazing how that stuff works, Sometimes, you know what it is? When I've talked in front of groups before, I've always had a problem. If people provide me with cards of things to say, out of here. I can't do it. You know why? They're not my words. It doesn't roll off my tongue like it should. And maybe if I was a professional, I would be able to just adapt and read whatever they put in front of me. But then why am I there? You can put anybody there. I don't have a classic speaking voice. I'm a little raspy, and all that. I talk a little fast. I don't enunciate probably as well as I should. So I got a lot of things that would go against me as far as being a good speech giver. But sometimes what they have me do is more. Oh, I don't know. I tend to joke around a little bit. I tend to put in a little personality. To make up for my shortcomings in the other areas, okay? And I think, to me, it has to flow off my tongue as if it's naturally coming from me. The best way to do that is just have it come from me. Just, ad-lib the whole thing. Sometimes that works really good, and like everything else, sometimes, there's little errors and little flaws. But reading somebody else's script that they provide for me to read, I can try to do it, but if sometimes there's just certain words, certain phrases, certain ways you say things you don't normally use. So when you try to put it in there, it just doesn't work very well because it's not part of your vocabulary, if you will. So let's go back to Angelina and the artist here. Why am I bringing that up? So, that's what happens. You rehearse, then you change things. Every time you rehearse, you change something. Well, then when it gets to time for performance, which one is it? Was it A, B, C, D, E, F, or G, right? And sometimes it can get a little confusing. But like I said, I think it's like they say this with sports teams sometimes too, that there comes a moment when the team is playing well and they're hitting on all cylinders, and you want them to peak at the right moment. Not go past, but peak. And if you're not quite there yet, you're also not at the peak. So, it's a very fine, precise moment when you're there. And you have to try to come to that point at the performance date and time. Not easy, but Angelina's been doing this a long time, so I think she knows pretty much what she's doing. And these guys here, they're also professionals, been around the business for a while, so they all know what to expect. So I think this is fantastic. Just watching this stuff from behind the scenes is just awesome. Keep it coming, Grandma Mary. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.